I look at, the two things we debate most pertaining to young quarterbacks. Leading up to the draft, which quarterback should get drafted where.
Yeah.
That's the obvious part. And then secondarily, a subset of that is when should the player drafted play? And that's a little more nuanced based on the situations that you and I have already pointed to in the various spots that we've hit San Francisco and Chicago. See, do you believe that if Justin Fields went to San Francisco, because if you missed the last segment, Tiki's not a fan of letting Fields play at all early, and I'm a little bit more open to that idea. Mm-hmm. If Fields was in San Francisco, would you be a little more, even though Garoppolo's much better than Dolton, or would you be more amenable to it because of what's around?
Definitely.
Okay, go ahead. Take that and follow up on that
so
thought.
They have a very good defense. Not that the Bears have a very good defense as well,
yeah.
But in San Francisco, you know what that offense is built around. It's built around their run game. They have a pretty good offensive line. They have studs in the backfield. The run scheme is, I don't want to say it's complicated, but it's complicated to diagnose. Like, it's probably easy for the 49ers, but 49ers opponents get confused and discombobulated, and all of a sudden you got Raheem Mostert or whoever it has been over the years running free for, huge gains and big numbers throughout the course of a game, which makes it a lot easier for your quarterback to execute, right?
Yes.
Play action pass is, it's on the money because you just give a little bit of a play fake and everybody's biting down. You hit your tight end over the middle of the field, you get some single coverage out on a wide receiver, and as long as you can make those throws, you're going to excel in that type of offense. Chicago's not that way, right? Chicago is struggling offensively to have impact plays. Now, some people would say that was the quarterback. And so maybe if you put in Justin Fields, who is an impact player, as we were just talking about, maybe it changes the scenario. But they don't run the ball particularly well, right? They don't have tons of depth in the wide receivers. Allen Robinson, that's really it. It's gonna really scare you. And so I feel like it puts Justin Fields in Chicago, not in San Francisco. If he was in San Francisco, I'd feel different. In Chicago, in a space where he has to create the success. And I just don't think a young kid, really any of these young kids, are ready to do that.
Well, if the head coach is as smart as, and innovative and instinctual as he was when he was first hired, hailed as this innovative offensive mind.
Yeah, but has he shown that?
Well, that's what no, he has not. Absolutely not. That's a rhetorical question. Everybody knows that answer.
No,
they've
exactly.
Their offense is unsightly to watch. However, you telling me you can't create some openings and some movement and use Justin Fields as wheels?
I would.
To get him involved in that's what I'm saying.
I would.
So you don't have to have him step back and fling it 33 times on week 2 or week 4.
True.
Have him, 7 or 8 designed runs. Keep him out of harm's way where he's not going to get popped, hopefully. And then, dink and dunk a little bit till he gets up to speed. If he proves that he's okay or that he's even ready for that a month into the season, which I surmise he will be.
And here, it's so odd, because I think there's varying interpretations of when a quarterback is ready. Like, when do you know that he can process everything? Is it, after he knows every play call and every defense that can go against that play call? Or, is it when he knows every route that every receiver runs on every play? Like, when is it when you can trust the quarterback?
What do you think it is?
And go think. I don't know, because I've seen it work multiple ways. Like with the Giants, when they threw Eli in, this is personal experience.
Yep.
It was, he swam in it for a year, maybe a year plus. And it helped him figure it out, right? But you've seen other players like Pat Mahomes who, unbeknownst to us, because I didn't really follow him in college as much as some others did, that when he probably knew it in training camp. Do you remember we talked? Who was the linebacker we talked to?
Houston.
Yes,
we had on the show.
Yes, we talked to
Justin Houston,
a linebacker, and he's like, "Man,
3 years ago now, 4.
It was 4 years. It was his rookie season.
4 years ago.
It was his rookie season. We talked to him after training camp, and he was like, "Yeah, the kid knows everything. Like he makes throws that he shouldn't be making, and he's succeeding." So you knew like immediately that Pat Mahomes had the football IQ that you crave in a quarterback. But the only way you're going to learn if that's actually real and not sitting drawn on a whiteboard and let's draw plays and XYZ and yada yada yada, doing it, sitting in a chair, is training camp. It's like you got to see it in order to believe it. And right now we'd be just grasping at straws. But I feel like of all the guys, I don't know which one I trust most to grasp it like that. Maybe it's Mac Jones simply because he's older. I mean, Trey Lance is 20 years old, right?
And he played one game last year.
One game, right? 17 games. 16.
And he didn't play well.
He didn't. He threw an interception, his first one of his
career.
But I agree. He's 20 years old, BT.
Yeah, he's a young kid.
That one scares me a little bit. Man. It really does scare me a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be viewed ever as a negative for San Francisco unless he really busts. Mm-hmm. But it scares me a little bit.
I can see that. I've got confidence they'll properly insulate him, and their timeline of development will be beneficial to him as a player. I'm not worried about them ruining him like I would be some other teams. All right, before we get the update from Ack, Sharp Tierney is going to set the line at over-under. I'll throw a hook in there, even though there's no half a game. 6.5, all right? Where Justin Fields gets his first start with the Bears this year. Over-under week 6.5. Would you go under that, or would you go above that?
I'd go over. I think it's going to be more 12.
I would go under. Ack, what would you go? Under week 6.5 for the debut. Not like out of the bullpen. A start for Fields in Chicago.
Under.
Yep. D-Cell, what about you?
I'm going to go over, and I don't even know if he plays this season.
Oh, he's playing this year.
Man.
Stop. He's playing this year.
You got to be smart. You got to be smart.
This year. He's playing this year. You can use those wheels to offset a lot of other things you might not be ready. He's playing. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when we drop fresh content.